So we are now in lesson 3 about technological change. So this is now our objectives that we need to meet at the end of the lesson. You are expected to define the meaning of technology depending on its various use to determine the factors affecting the evolution of technology. Okay, so let's start with the question, what is technology? I know you already knew because last week we discussed about technology. Okay, so technology, depending on when and how the word is used, technology is defined as those devices and machines that assist to tackle issues or do new things. It is also a term to portray the level of accomplishment in science, mathematics, and designing of a gathering or culture. Or it is a branch of knowledge that deals with applied sciences or engineering. Technology also class are machinery, equipment that are developed from the application of scientific knowledge. That's according to Oxford Languages. So example of technologies, we have gadgets, we have mobile phones, what else? We have smart TV, we have social media, we also have wait, what else? We also have other technologies that store and process data. So those are examples of technology. So how technology evolved? So according to Brian Arthur of the Santa Fe Institute and author of the book titled The Nature of Technology, technology evolves over time. It changes, and that technological evolution happens because of the phenomenon that he calls as combinatorial evolution. Combinatorial meaning it's the result of intentional combinations of existing technologies through a process. So technology evolves because it changes basically for our common good. Technology was created to address the needs of the people, right? Culture is changing, we all know that, and so with the technology, because technology is part of our culture. Now, these are the factors that affect the technological evolution. So I will present 9 factors. The first one is system theory. It simply put, a successful system is one that is stable but is able to adapt over time. System theory is an interdisciplinary study. So it's a multiple study. It involves cycle of studies as they relate one system or one technology to another within a larger or more complex system. So here, there's a series or a cycle of studies. Then we also have feedback. Feedback between technology and society. Societal needs create the need for new and improved technologies. As new technologies spawn new needs of society. Technologies that fail to meet the needs of the society will become extinct and be discontinued anymore. So feedback between technology and society. So it's very important to gather insights, to gather feedback, to gather opinions from the target user, from the society, because they will be the one to give you an idea to have a very sustainable technology that will address the needs of the society. Another factor is maladaptive features. Maladaptive features, successful or stable tools, systems, or software in one platform may be unstable or unsuccessful in other platforms. So thereby digital developers needed to improve the product or evolve the technology in order to adapt. So here, there might be features that need to be developed. That is why our developers, digital developers, are improving and innovating every year. It's because of these features. They wanted to have a very good features that can be accessible, easy to use, and functional. And of course, our goal is a long-term sustainability. Next factor is niche construction. Niche construction is technological companies like Apple, who are able to create demand for a technological product through their marketing initiatives that are able to create a niche market. So niche construction meaning wherein different companies will play through their activities and choices, through modifying, through collaborating, and of course, they can create their own marketing initiatives or strategies. Next is competition for the same niche. So two technologies can coexist if their overlap on a niche is minimal. Technology manufacturers today try to avoid competing on one and the same niche, and they just try to build their own niche market. Okay, so last week, we learned that it's better to collaborate than to compete. So that is why we need to be creative and not to compete, because of course we have our own style of creating and addressing the needs of the society. So here, when we say competition, just like Apple, aside from Apple, we have Acer, we have Lenovo. These are the competitors of Apple and many other products. So with that, they wanted to have a very unique from one another. So instead of competing, they wanted to have a unique one by collaborating, by giving more insights, no, that are to cater the needs of the society. Next, we have selection pressure. So the evolution development of the smartphone, for instance, is a concrete example of selection pressure or environmental or market pressure. So the inclusion of different features and functionalities of that smartphone from its inception to the current model is due to the pressure of society on the technology to adapt to the needs of society. Okay, so because of that feedbacks, because of that insights that they gathered from the society, from the user or stakeholders, companies were able to create and were able to enhance the existing one. So maybe they add more features and they add more functionalities that is more usable, user-friendly gadgets or smartphones than ever before. That's how selection pressure is. Then evolutionary versus revolutionary product. The development of evolutionary products requires an understanding of customer needs. So while the development of revolutionary product depends on a visionary approach, technology companies that want to be successful need to work on both the evolutionary and the revolutionary product in order to be profitable and sustainable in the long term. Okay, so these two types of products are very essential. Why? Because when we say evolution, or yes, evolutionary, it refers to gradual development, gradual changes over a period. And when we say revolutionary, it's a sudden or a radical change or an abrupt change. So again, these two are very essential to each company, because with that they can easily, when we say evolution, they can easily having gradual change of their development. But when we say revolution, they can easily also adapt the abrupt change, the new let's say the new environment, the new technology. Of course, they need to address it right away. And lastly is culture variations. So basically points out that differences in culture, beliefs, attitudes, skills, costumes, and even financial capabilities also affect how technology advances and evolves in a particular geographical area of culture. Okay, so take note that this technology addresses the needs of the community, and hence technology is part of our culture. Also, it also depends on the geographical area of culture. If that particular culture can afford this type of gadget or technology, they can have, the company could have also that high-end technology. If there are also certain group of people who, of course, cannot afford that much, of course, they can also able to have that develop a digital that is also affordable. for the group of masses. So it depends on the culture. That's why culture variations, because it depends on the customs, it depends on the attitudes, even the financial capabilities of that certain group of people, or even communities, region, or even in a nation. Okay, so those are the factors affecting technological change. So about lesson 3.